So I now have all my parts created um, based on this. So I have my red part, black part, green part, blue part, aqua part, and those are all over here. If I click on them, you can look at the bottom. There's my black part, my green part, my red part, my blue part, and my aqua part, and I have assembly. So now I'm going to drop each of those pieces into assembly. So I'm going to hit insert. I'm going to grab I'm going to go look at my full cube assembly right now. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to start with my let's start with the black part because he seems like a pretty big piece. So I'm gonna go black part. Oh, sorry. Insert, black part, click. So I'm gonna rotate my view so I'm looking at just like here. So there's this bottom edge, there's the front, the three long, and then it sticks up and goes back here. The next piece I need to do is I need to put in maybe the green part would be the easiest next piece to put in. So I'm gonna drop my green part in. And I'll hit escape. Oh, restore. And I need to get this piece rotated behind here. This piece is going to see here. So I'm going to take and right click this part. Nope, I lied. I'm going to take and I can now grab this and I can rotate it, the little handles. So I'll do that. So if I click on his face, I get my some tools for rotating my piece. I'm going to physically rotate this piece kind of how he needs to go. And I'm going to start by doing some planar mates because that's kind of how I think for Inventor. There are better ways to do that in Onshape, but we have a bunch of opportunities to assemble stuff, so I'm going to try different strategies. So this one I'm going to use planars. To lock assemblies, I need 3 planars. I'm going to start off by saying this front foot here, this mate connector, the middle of that plate, is lined up with the middle of this plate here. Now, if I take this piece can move around, before I do anything else, I should also block my black piece from moving. So I'm going to take this black piece, I'm going to right click on him, I'm going to fix him in place. So now my green piece can move, my black piece cannot move. So I'm now going to rotate my cube to see it. I'm going to take this side and planar those here. Take that side. And it doesn't matter which mate connector, as long as the blue's on the right side. I'm going to flip the direction because that's going the wrong way. Let's try that again. Oh, I'm going to fix this guy in place. And let's try it. I'm going to planar. Say this is lined up with this. That's good. It jumped inside of it. That's fine. If I hit check, it's going to push it back so it's not there. I'm now going to do one more planar on the bottom. And the blue arrow is what really matters in these. Again, it's going to jump in place, but if I hit solve, it will put it in the right place. Hit check. I now have my 2 pieces in place. Now I go back to my cube. I can look at it from this angle, and that is the angle I see this green piece here. And maybe the next piece I'll put in is my I'll put the red piece in next. I'm gonna try this a little differently. So this time I'm gonna close this window. I'm gonna go to my insert tool. I'm gonna grab my red piece. I'm gonna move it so I can start to see where I'm going. I'm going to close this window, restore. And I need to rotate this piece. So I'm gonna grab the face. I'm gonna grab this connector and move him like 90 degrees. And that looks like the right way. All right, so we're gonna try using a fixed connector. So I'm gonna say this, so I'm gonna rotate around, and I'm gonna say this corner here hooks the arrow at this corner, here. Now fast connector does it all at once. It puts those 2 coordinates in the same way. It's very critical, so I'm gonna undo that for a second. Let's do that again. So I'm gonna take fasten, and it's critical here that I pick the right connector with the right orientation. So I'm gonna pick, my blue arrow is pointing towards me, and I'm gonna go here and it's again critical I pick the right side. I want the blue arrow pointing towards the same direction, and that puts them in the same place. Solve, and now those are locked in place. He can't move. So planar, you line up his faces. Fix, you do it all at once. Because of the non-moving shape, there are more complex connectors that allow me to get some rotational motion and stuff, but for the puzzle cubes, everything's just gonna get put together. So now it's time to put in the blue piece, I guess. He kind of gets, let's put the green piece in actually. So I'm gonna rotate this again so I'm back to the same view as my thing. Let's put in the aqua piece. So I'm gonna insert this piece here. I'm going to check to close that. I'm now going to rotate him 90 degrees because he needs to be kicking this way. I'm going to click that surface. I'm going to grab the rotator and move him 90. Now this has to go in here, and let's do planars again. It doesn't matter which we use as long as you, if you're doing planars, you need 3 of them. If you fix, you just do 1. But do whatever easier for you. So again, so that's there. I now do the top of this face here and the top of this face here. Hit solve, that's gonna put it there. I'm gonna close this, and I can slide this out, and then I need one more. So I'm gonna hit planar, grab this face here, and this face here. Oh, I didn't actually grab it. Solve, check. Clicking the green solve lets you preview before you select it. I like to hit solve just to make sure. And now our blue piece needs to go up into this spot here. And I'm fairly certain I made an error on my blue piece, but that's okay. So let's just insert it and see what happened. So I'm gonna grab my blue piece. I'm gonna hit check. I'm going to rotate this guy in this orientation. Oh, Control Z. Undo it. Let's try it again. I need to rotate this way. Yep. And we're gonna use a fixed connector just to mix it up some. So I'm gonna grab this connection right here and this connector right here. I'm gonna hit check. And I screwed up my blue piece. I could either modify my black, aqua, or blue piece. Any of those would be good. I think I'm going to change the aqua piece to add a little like nubbins on the bottom of him. So let's go to my aqua piece. And I'm going to rotate him so I'm looking at him from the same view as that. Go back to my assembly. Make sure I'm in the same point of view. All right, and I just have to add a foot off of that side. I can go and add a sketch to it, or I can go see how I made it. It looks like sketch 1. I made that shape first. So it really adds to the modify sketch 1. So I'm going to take and add another rectangle off of here. I could look straight at it. I'm just going to keep myself oriented in the same way to make it easier. I'm going to hit E for equals. Notice it highlighted. Say this is equal to this, and this is equal to this. I hit check, and it automatically did it. If it did inflate it, I would have to double click and just make sure I just click that profile. But if I go back to my assembly now, my cube is now put together.